Welcome to Market Recap Live. I'm your host, Joseph Martin, and thank God. Please thank God. It is Friday, guys, and I'm telling you, I'm happy about it. My voice is cracking. Oh my gosh. Tonight, we are taking a look at ticker MCD. You might know them better as McDonald's. McDonald's Corporation was founded in 1940 by Richard and Maurice McDonald, with the first restaurant opening in San Bernardino, California. Now they're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange and have a market value over 190 billion. Yes, that's a B. Billion dollars. McDonald's is in the hotels, restaurants, and leisure industry in the consumer discretionary sector, and they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Some of McDonald's competitors are Starbucks, ticker SBUX, Wendy's, ticker WEN, and Restaurant Brands International, ticker QSR. We're going to review McDonald's earnings, their website, and visit the charts to perform a quick technical analysis. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put a FB in the chat if you're tuning in from Facebook. While you guys are filling up the stream and the chat, here's the mission statement. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's get to these earnings. Do I have MCD pulled up? Yes, I do. Okay, so let's get this taken care of. McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD, the $196.4 billion company, reported its first quarter earnings on, wait a minute. I'm just going, it ain't even on the screen. There it is. What happened? Well, guys, we got to start from the top with this one. Got to start from the top from this one. Why you just can't pick up? Because I make shorts out of this part. So I gotta make sure I do it right for the shorts. Okay, here we go. Earnings highlights. All right. McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD, the $196.4 billion company, reported its first quarter earnings on Thursday, May 7th. They have a 52-week high of $341.75, which took place on March 2nd, and a 52-week low of $271.98 that occurred on May 11th, which is a trading range of $69.77. And they closed today at $276.39. McDonald's earnings report met market expectations on the top line, reporting revenue of $6.5 billion, and beat on the bottom line as positive results across all segments and higher franchise margins helped offset cost. EPS was higher than the analysts and market expectations of $2.74 when they reported when they reported a GAAP EPS of $2.78. McDonald's reported a GAAP net income of $2 billion, which was higher than the $1.9 billion net income they reported this same quarter last year. This represents an increase of 6.2%. So for the first fiscal quarter of 2025, their net profit was approximately 5.8% lower than it is compared to now a year later. The earnings were released before the market opened, followed by an 8:30 a.m. Eastern time conference call. As far as guidance, management emphasized their value strategy and marketing initiatives to navigate a challenging consumer environment and drive sales growth. That 52-week high compared to today's closing of $276.39 represents a decline of 19.1% over a span of approximately 52.5 months. So if someone invested $1,000 in March at that 52-week high of $341.75, they would be seeing a loss of $191.25. Hey, we did that. Now, let's talk about why we visit these company websites. We're looking at the visuals and text to find answers to these key questions. What goods and or services does the company sell? How important are those goods and services to their customers? What makes this company stand out from the competition? And how well do they take care of their employees? To find those answers, we browse 4 key areas: the homepage for the goods and or services, about us for purpose, vision, and mission statements, careers for employee benefits and opportunities, investor relations for SEC filings and stock quotes. And for your convenience, all companies featured in tonight's live stream are down in the description. Now let's go back to McDonald's website. All right, let's blow this up. Bam, bring them over. Here we go. All right, put their ticker on the screen too. Yup, we rolling, guys. All right, I don't know what McDonald's sell. Food. Yo, food. It ain't no rocket science to figure this out. They sell food. So we're going to browse over the main page of their website. We're definitely going to visit careers. I see that right at the top. Yeah, so let's scroll the homepage. Chicken nuggets, big arc, limited time. I was like, that looked like a different burger. Now, I recognize that. That's the Big Mac. I don't recognize those wraps. I like those wraps. I do not like egg McMuffins. I seen a commercial about that earlier. Ooh, you know how sometimes when people give stuff away, you'll eat it. I can't even do that. Like if it's free, I can't eat it. I hate egg McMuffins. So anyway, let me take me off the screen right here. About us. So we're going to go to About Us overview, where investor relations. So based off what I'm seeing, that's where we're going to go, guys. We're going to go to careers right here at the top. We're going to go to About Us overview and investor relations. So let's start with About Us overview. Oh, I'm so glad it didn't take us to a whole nother website and just did what it needed to do. Let's change this disclaimer as well. There we go. We're on the right disclaimer. Thank you guys for tuning in. So yes, About Us. The McDonald's story starts with one man. Back in 1954, a man named Ray Kroc discovered a small burger restaurant in California and wrote the first page of McDonald's history. From humble beginnings as a small restaurant, we're proud to have become one of the world's leading restaurant chains in more than 36,000 wow, restaurants in more than 100 countries. That's crazy. Okay, so values and actions. Follow these steps. Follow the steps we take to be a good community leader. Then they see the investors relations, news and notifications, franchise info. If you haven't watched that movie, that's a very good movie. That movie about McDonald's. I don't remember the name of it, but what's his name? Michael Keaton. I think he plays Roy Kroc. He plays Roy Kroc in that movie. The guy that played Batman with Jack Nicholson. I think that's his name. Michael Keaton. All right, so we browsed over the homepage. Remember, the links to these websites are down in the description for your convenience. So now we're about to go to careers, and you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the benefits. Where are the benefits? U.S. restaurant jobs, corporate careers. So they have that broken up into sections. Become a franchise. Okay. Zoom in. Yeah, they have a zoomed out, guys. So we zoomed in a little bit, just a little bit. All right, About Us, values and action, purpose. And well, they have a little bit more information here. I don't think I'm talking about the restaurant job. We're at the bottom of the page. And I don't see anything that jumps out at me about the benefits. Maybe this is something. Corporate careers. Now, who would have known to click on that? You can barely even see that over in the corner. You know what? We about to go over the values in action and purpose and impact, because I don't see benefits jumping out at me. All right. So we're just going to go to values in action. Just eating them fries. They fries, boy, you got to eat them hot. I don't like them when they get cold. Here at McDonald's, our purpose is to feed and foster communities. As the leading global food service retailer, we believe it's our responsibility to make our impact on this world a positive one. Okay. Food quality and sourcing, our planet, jobs, inclusion and empowerment, community connection. Okay. We did vibes and all just look like it's something different. I could have sworn we saw a purpose in something on the other one. Now I don't see it. Can't go back. Nope. If I close this out, yep. Purpose and impact. I knew we'd seen it. So here we go. Let's go here. Oh, of course. Open up a whole nother window. Let me bring it over, guys, so you can see this. And then we're going to go ahead and go to investors relations so we can wrap this up. So we can get ready to go to the charts, see what it's doing, see what the stock price is looking like and what it's acting like on the charts. So let's blow this back up, blow this up, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Here we go. Okay, our purpose and impact. Our purpose is to feed and we already talked about this. Okay. Don't seem like McDonald's repeating themselves. Let's go to investors. Let's go to investors. Here we go. Stock information. View investors. Okay, we're on that page. Reject it all. Did they zoom us out? Here they go with all this cookie stuff at the top. Just whatever. We got it. All right. McDonald's investor information and resources. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange. There's the stock price. They even mentioned the volume. More stock information. We're going to click that in a second. That's a McGriddle. I like McGriddles. They good. Stock information. Learn more about the stock. We're going to browse over this page and then we're going to click on the stock information. And McDonald's does pay a dividend, and we'll talk about that when we get over there to the charts as well. So let's click more stock information and see what we can find. Reject all. I like this. This is nice and clean, and it has their color scheme too, the yellow and the red. So here's the stock quote information. Here's the chart that they offer on their website, and they look like they have a few other tools on this page. Okay, so we got that. We can move on. Let's go here. Okay, bam. Now, before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited. Traders lose critical detail and advanced platform features on a mobile screen. So keep in mind, trading from a phone is usually the least effective way for managing assets. To see every detail, use a full trading platform and watch these streams on a computer or TV. Only use a phone as a last resort. Now let's look at the charts for ticker MCD McDonald's. Okay. Bam, bam. Let's get the right disclaimer up here. Charles Schwab. Yeah. All right. So we are looking at a 1 year daily chart for McDonald's. And I personally have been looking at this stock because I had seen it acting a fool right over here. And I felt like it was overpriced. I felt like it was overvalued up here when it had hit this 52-week high. And I'll explain my thought process with that in a minute. But let's go back to the 10-year weekly chart. Let's go there. So we can see over a 10-year period, McDonald's just been trending up, guys. It's on an uptrend. Makes sense, right? Great company all over the world. So their 10-year low is $110.33. Their 10-year high is $341.75. So over the long term, the trend is up. There was a few pullbacks that happened. 2020, we know that was the pandemic. So we see a drop here. Okay, let's do this a different way. We see a drop here. We see, I wouldn't even say these are drops. We just see that it's pullbacks. So it's a pullback here, here. This one's weird. Here, here, You know, so it was coming back down towards this 200-week simple moving average, but it was rare that the price actually touched the 200-week moving average. So it touched it here, here, and now it's touching it again. So it was only 3 times that it came down to that 200-week simple moving average. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing there. As far as price levels, McDonald's gonna be a little funny, guys, because the long-term trend is just up. It's just up. So as far as the pullbacks and things like that, I'm trying to put me back on the screen. Give me a second. The pullbacks, we could say the top of these candles right here. I don't even know why these are here, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna remove these. Remove drawing. We want to make some new levels because I have no idea why these are here. So let's go here. We want to put resistance here. Okay. And I'm getting that because of these 2 areas, here and here. They seem to have respected that price level on the weekly chart. So we're looking at a 10-year weekly chart. It popped above here, and it looked like right here it held it for support for the most part. And then here it tested it for support. Let me zoom in so you can see this. Zoom in. Right here, this weekly candle tested it. This weekly candle right here, it tested it. It closed right above it. And then the next week, it opened below it and it sold off. It's been selling off. And now you have it closed below the 200-week simple moving average twice. This week and this week, actually 3 times, and then this week. But now we have a doji here that's formed. And these are weekly candles. So that's crazy for this week. All right. So it's trading under the 200-week simple moving average and the 9-week simple moving average. So as far as support, as you can see, it's kind of like in no man's land. If I was to use this level right here, like this pullback as a low, we can see that it was tested in a few areas. And I'm going to point those out to you now. It was tested here. It was tested here, here, and here where we drew it at, even here. So that's why I'm seeing that price level at $276.53. Now that we've done that on the weekly chart, I'm going to put one more line because of where it's at, okay? I'm going to put one more line. I'm going to delete those. I'm going to put one more line up here. And it's what I'm seeing right here. Right about here. And I'm just using lines this time, but it could have been a zone. But I'm doing this because the wicks peek through it, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. It tested it here, here, and here. So those are the 3 price levels that I'm getting, and I'm explaining to you what candles I'm looking at to get those price levels, okay? So now we're going to go to the 1-year daily chart, and we already have our levels. Now, when we look, this is why I like zooming in, when we look at the actual day candles. So now when we look at the day candles, this is today. So you got Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. These 5 candles right here, use this. These 5 candles are the candles that make that doji that I said was on the weekly chart. All of those candles line up, create that doji, okay? And that's a technical term if you don't know what that is, like a candlestick pattern term. Been reading it in this book. So if you're interested in knowing what book I'm reading about this, is this one. Japanese Candlestick Charting Techniques by Steve Neeson, okay? So that's a doji. And we can see that it was respecting and testing that price level for 6 days. So this was Friday of the previous week, the specific date. Let's get the date. Pull up the floating data box. Go here. We're going to go here. I'm opening up the floating data box so we can get the actual date. So that date is May 8th. So May 8th, May 11th, May 12th, 13th, 14th, and today. So 6 days was testing this area, this $276.53 as support and resistance, okay? And we talked about McDonald's paying a dividend. So it's right here on the chart. The last time they paid a dividend, it was, you can't see it. Give me 1 second. You can't see it, but now you can. Right here, $1.86 was the last time they paid a dividend. Before that, it was $1.86. Looked like they increased it. So let me take me off the screen. So it was 177 twice in the last year, the most recent 252 trading days. And then here they paid 186 twice. So they haven't announced the next dividend yet, but when they do, it'll show up on the chart. It'll show up. Okay, so they do pay a dividend. We're seeing what they've been paying. And yeah, guys, it's trending down. It is trending down. And I'm going to use this trend tool so we can see how many days it's been. So right here, this trend tool, we're going to click that and we're going to connect it to the high. So that box will tell us, so about 75 days. So it's been downtrending for about 75 days. So what, 2 months and a half? Yep, that's what we're looking at, about 2 months and a half. And it looks like it's consolidating at that $276.53. So if I use that tool, it's this right here. So remember, after consolidation, it's either going to go, this is the wrong way. After consolidation, it's going to go either up, which is, that's not the right tool. I'm trying, give me a second. After consolidation, now it's acting up. Now it's going to be a square because I done messed up so many times. Give me a second. This week was something else, you know, had a good week. Everything was running smooth. And then now, bam, we in a live stream and the tool's acting up. Actually, I don't even need to do this. I'm doing this the wrong way, guys. I'm doing this the wrong way, trying to fix this problem. I do not need to open the task manager to do this. And I hope I did not crash the session by doing this. This is not the way I needed to do it. I'm glad the live stream didn't jam up. That was silly. I should not have done that. I'm just trying to make sure the tool's acting right, guys. Give me a second. Thank you for holding on. Things happen. I told you, life throw you curveballs, man. You just got to roll with it sometime. All right. So go here. We got that. Blow this back up. Bam. Nope. That didn't do what I needed to do because of this. Take that off. I got it. Bam. There we go. Okay. So this is what I was trying to do. Consolidation. This is what I'm seeing here. Now, after consolidation, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. That's all I was trying to draw, guys. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. Now, remember, this is a daily chart. It's not the weekly. On the weekly, there's a doji following a large red candle to the downside on this downtrend. So during this downtrend, we can see that it consolidated a couple times, actually. So let me show you that. It looks like it consolidated here. Man, it turned into a square again. Let me see. There we go. All right, consolidated here, consolidated here, and it's consolidating now. But both of those times it consolidated, it went down. after the consolidation, okay? Now with this one, we need to see if it's going to go up or is it going to go down, because it's consolidating again. So sideways is a trend. It doesn't have to go up or down in order to be a trend. There's three trends. There's an uptrend, a downtrend, and sideways. Now, when it's sideways, that's going to be consolidation, but there's a whole bunch of different names for it. But I use consolidation, and then we have to determine whether it's accumulation or distribution. And that's what the institution or the smart money is doing. Are they buying the position while it's moving sideways, or are they selling it while it's moving sideways? If it's buying, that's accumulation. If they're selling, it's distribution. And if it's distribution, usually after the consolidation, the price goes down. So it looks like they were distributing McDonald's twice already. Distribution, and now it's consolidating again. So down here at this price level at 276.53, this is either accumulation or distribution. But until it breaks out, we won't know. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. All right, so we did our technicals. We talked about McDonald's, I don't know how long, but we got it. So let's go ahead and go to the floating data box and get the stock quote for McDonald's. All right. So McDonald's opened today at $276. They had a high of $277.50. They had a low of $275.02. And they closed today at $276.39, which was a trading range of $2.48. And when we look at their trading volume, their volume was 3.8 million shares of this stock was traded today. So now we're going to look and see what the average trading volume is in a daily session for McDonald's by going over here. Take this floating data box off. Right here, they trade 3.3 million shares in a daily trading session on average. Today, we already said they did 3.8. The day before that, they did 3.4. So that was slightly above average, and it is increasing volume. So that was Thursday into today, which is Friday. So now when we look at the volume rank percentile right here, I can put me back on the screen. Out of the most recent 252 trading days, only 60 days had higher volume than today. So DA is days above. DB is days below. And now when we look at the volume rank percentile, it was 76.2%, which means today's volume was higher than 76.2% of the most recent 252 trading days. Okay. So we talked about our volume. We did our technicals, and we can see that it's trading below the 9-day simple moving average and the 200-day simple moving average. Okay. And then on the weekly chart, before we leave, we'll cover this one more time. Zoom in. It's created a doji right here at the bottom, right here at this price level of $276.53 that we were seeing as support. If that does not hold, then the next area of support that I saw was the $249.35 right here. Okay. If this doesn't hold, because it's already trading below the 9-week simple moving average and the 200-week simple moving average. All right. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on. All right. We're here. All right. All right. Back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe. And if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description and on the ticker on the screen, and it will be much appreciated. Okay, let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today by using the SPY ETF. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the broader U.S. market by allowing them to own a percentage of each company in the S&P 500 index. All right, so let's go check that out on the charts right now. So here we go. We're back on the charts, and we're going to go up here to the symbol box, and we're going to type in SPY. And then we can change this because we are not looking at McDonald's anymore. And we are looking at a 10-year weekly chart, and we don't need to see that because we're already hitting all-time highs, so we don't really need to look at that one. The 10-year weekly chart, we're pretty much done with that for right now until it falls back down to historical levels. And wouldn't you know it, guys? Ooh wee! I'm getting cold with these technicals. It came right down to that level, that 738 and 20 cents. So that's the cool thing I love about doing these live streams, because the technicals are valuable if you're able to do this prior to the price action playing out. That's the whole point. Reading the technicals, developing the skill set of being able to do the technical analysis yourself, or being able to perform technical analysis. The idea is increasing the chances of understanding what the price might do before it does it, not after. So since I'm doing these live streams before this stuff happens and I'm practicing and using this for educational purposes and things like that, is actually proving that the levels were drawn prior to the price action playing out. So that's a price level that I was looking at right here at the 738.20. It was already drawn on the chart. I don't know how many live streams ago it was, but it's on YouTube. You can go back and see each time we drew the different price levels. So $749.53, that's the resistance. The support that I saw up under that, we just had that, which was 738.20, and that's what was tested today. So the low, that shadow, that wick came right down to it. It peaked past it just a little bit, but the full body, the real body of this candle closed above that area as support, at least for right now. And then it gapped down. I know this is real tight, so I don't know if this was actually a gap down. So let's see what the low was on this candle. The low on this candle was $743.53. And just in case you don't know where I'm looking, let me just cut the floating data box on it. It'll be so much easier as I mouse over this candle. The low was $743.53. And what was the high? And the high was $743.46. So it was very small, but it was a gap down. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in. Guys, this is wild. Okay. Just bear with me. I'm going to use this tool because this is actually a gap. It's just a really small one. And I'm going to take off this floating data box because it's hard for me to see this right now. Spread this out. There you go. You can see it. I know it was really small, okay? But that's a gap. As tiny as it is, that's a gap, guys. So we make sure that we put the gaps on the chart as yellow so we'll know where they are, okay? So edit properties, we want to move this over so it'll stand to December 1st. All right. So we have two gaps on this chart right now. I know it's all over the place. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. So this was a gap up. So now you know if it's yellow, there was a gap there. So May 5th gapped up to May 6th. The high on this candle and the low on this candle, that's that gap. And now you have a gap down. So this was Thursday candle. So Thursday candle's low. Let me pull the floating data box back up. What's up? What's up? Hey, Tyler, I see your comments. I'm gonna pull you up in 1 second, okay? Bear with me. I see you. Remember, I told you they don't send me the alerts no more. I happen to look up. I happen to look up, so give me 1 second. I'm glad to see you. So yeah, yep. So the low, $743.53. And then this high over here, $743.46. So that's the gap between the high on this candle and the low on this candle, okay? And we're going to talk about that in a minute. I want to see what Tyler got going on. you think we'll retest that 726 gap? 726 gap. I don't know. So what I do, I just try to see what the technicals are telling me, and then I try to make my own personal decision off of what I'm seeing. I don't know if it's going to actually come all the way back down to those levels, but what I like to do is just point out where those levels are. So if I see the price react at those levels, like for instance, this one right here, it reacted to it. So it doesn't look random anymore, if that makes sense. Like, let me take this floating data box off. What I like about using technicals is it helps me see that what's happening on the charts aren't random. So if, for instance, these levels that I drew on here before, it's responding to them. Like even when we look on the weekly charts, without putting technicals on the chart, like the simple moving averages you asked me about the other day and things like that, if we don't put those on the charts, it just looked like random stuff on the chart. Can we hide? I don't know if we can hide these. Oh, I need to do some research and find out if I can hide these drawings just temporarily. I know you can do it on Trader View, but I don't think you can do it on Thinkorswim. But it looks blank. It looks naked. It looked like a whole bunch of just stuff going on. But when we actually read the technicals, we can plan, or someone can plan their entries and exits based off of levels from the technical analysis that they're seeing on the chart. That individual, if they're looking at their technical analysis, they could say, well, okay, I'm seeing that the price has trouble when it comes here, so I'm going to use this, and I'm saying that person, that individual, I'm going to use that as my exit, or I'm gonna make lighten half of my position, or I'm going to purchase more because I think it's going to be a pullback. Like every technician is going to have, and I mean the person performing the technical analysis, each individual is going to have their own idea of what they see. And from my experience, when the individual sees it, they're more, they believe in it more if it's something they researched themselves. So I might believe in something I'm seeing, and somebody else might not believe in it, and they don't stick with the trade. You know what I mean? I hope that answers that question for you. But yeah, I didn't even pull his comment on this. You think we'll retest that 726 gap? Should have pulled his comment on the screen. But yeah, that's what I think about that. So where were we? We didn't talk about the volume. We didn't talk about, I gave a long-winded answer too. I don't think we talked about the volume. I don't even remember we talked about the price. So let me just do the whole thing. Let me just do the price and the volume. So the SPY, put it back on the screen just in case somebody pop in and it's not up here. He said, yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm glad you're still here, Tyler. Thank you. Put you up here. This system, man, sometimes it tells me you guys are still here. Sometimes the numbers fluctuate, so I can't even tell if somebody's still here or not. But thank you so much for the comment, man. I'm glad to see you again. Let me put this back up on here about the SPY. All right. So the SPY opened today at $741.79. They had a high of $743.46. They had a low of $737.96, and they closed today at $739.17, which was a trading range of $5.50. When we look at the trading volume, guys, the volume is increasing. So since we do this every night, I already know what the average trading volume is for the SPY. So the average trading volume for the SPY is around 75 million shares in a trading session in a day. Okay. So we're going to go over here and look at it, and we can see it. It's right here. 75 million shares traded in a daily trading session. So I remember that as the price was going up, it was going up on low volume, and we can see the volume right here for Thursday. It was 45 million shares traded when this price made a new high of the 749.53, the new 52-week high. But then today, when it came down and it gapped down, remember, we looked at the gap. Now the volume is increasing as the price is coming down. That's important when it comes to technicals. Volume plays a major, I wouldn't say major, I would say important. It's an important factor to also consider when looking at technicals. So as the price comes down, the trading activity increases. That's what I'm seeing based on the 60 million shares traded today, and it's starting to increase because we haven't did 60 in a minute. We haven't did 60 in a minute. So let me put me back on the screen. Now, out of the most recent 252 trading days, only 57 days had lower volume than today. So that's this DB days below. The volume rank percentile is increasing, but it's still low. So today's volume was higher than 22.6% of the most recent 252 trading days. Okay. So we finished the SPY and now we can move on. Okay. And we got a whole bunch of lines and stuff on here because we just keep going over the SPY. I'm going to clean some of it up, guys. I know that looked kind of busy, so I'm going to start cleaning some of that up over the weekend. Matter of fact, I'm going to do at least one live stream over the weekend where I'm doing Q&As, walking through different things that can be done on a Thinkorswim platform, like entering certain orders. And I'm also going to use my phone, like how to submit orders, create alerts and things like that, educational purposes stuff, and Q&As on the weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do it on Saturday or Sunday, but I'm definitely going to do it this weekend. Okay. So now let's go here and we can talk about this. Now we are about to cover now let's look at today's winners and losers. First, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. Okay. This day was kind of busy for me, so I didn't do all of the research that I normally do when we look at the winners and the losers. So please forgive me, but we're going to cover what we got. All right. We're going to do our best with what we got. So let's go over here to the charts. And we're going to go to watch list. When we pull up the watch list, we can see that the biggest loser for today is ticker GLW, Corning Incorporated. They lost 7.91%. Okay. Lost 7.91%. Their previous close was $208.28. And they closed today at $191.81. So let's pull up the calculator and do a hypothetical of what someone would have lost. Let's say if somebody had invested $800. If someone invested $800 and they lost that 7.91%, we're going to negate it, make it a percentage. They would have lost $63.28 of the $800 investment. We're going to add the $800 back to it. $800 back to it, and they would have been left with $736.72. So there was the quick calculation for that. Now let's go over to analyze ticker GLW. They are in the information technology sector, and we like to go over here to Market Watch. So click the Market Watch tab. Then we're going to go down to the Visualize sub tab. And we're going to go to the information technology sector to see how that sector and that industry performed today, to see how the other companies fared. And man, it looks like it's a lot of red up in there. It looked like it's a lot of red up in there. Okay, information technology, the semiconductors and semiconductor equipment, it's a bloodbath. I only see like 3 companies that's green over here. Now, what was the company GLW. So where are they? They must be small because I don't even see them. Well, it's going to be red. It's right here. Corning, right here. So electronic equipment instrument. Let's see. GLW. There you go. Okay, so they're in the electronic equipment, instruments, and components industry inside the information technology sector. Okay. Now, if we got more specific, it would be electronic components. Okay. And they all did bad from what I'm seeing. Except Zebra. And I think we covered Zebra this week as the biggest winner one of the days this week. Okay. So we go to analyze. And we're going to finish this up. So company profile, take me off the screen. We're going to read a little bit of the description, and then we're going to visit their website. Here's their website. Link to the website is also down in the description. Corning Incorporated operates in optical communications, display, specialty materials, automotive, and life sciences businesses in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Japan, Taiwan, China, South Korea, Germany, and internationally. Bam. All right. So now we're going to pull up their website. And this is Corning. Yes, it is. All right. So here's Corning. I'm going to zoom in. Let me put me back on the screen. Bam. All right. Zoom in. Go to 150. All right. So it looked like something with microchips. It looked like something with microchip. Corning Gorilla Glass puts glass through the ringer. Okay, NVIDIA and Corning announced long-term partnership to strengthen U.S. manufacturing for AI infrastructure. So remember how I was saying at the beginning where I was like, I didn't do all of my research I normally do before the live stream. So just by reading that, this means that one of their customers and partners is NVIDIA, and they're also listed in the S&P 500 index. So this would have been one of the things I would have pulled up in my research. Okay, so that's a key. Products. We're gonna scroll over this homepage. I know we're gonna go to careers. We're gonna go to products. We're gonna go to about us, and I believe investors relations is down at the bottom. So I'm gonna go fast. We see our values, our people. I'm looking, and here's investor relations. Okay, so I know where everything is that we need to look for. So let's go back to the top. We're gonna browse over the website and just see what we can see. For 175 years, Corning has combined its unparalleled expertise in glass science, ceramic science, and optical physics with deep manufacturing and engineering capabilities to develop life-changing innovations and products. And then we saw that about NVIDIA. They talk about why invest. Corning applies its differentiated and distinctive capabilities to invent and make category-defining, highly engineered products, drive profitable and durable growth, and create long-term value. Those look like fiber optics to me. So I saw something that said advanced optics, Corning Gorilla Glass, display glass. So it's definitely something with glass. Fusion products, process. I saw fiber again. Vapor disposition process used to create performs that are drawn to create optical fiber. Yep. So they deal with that as well. Okay. So we're down at the bottom of the page. Let's go ahead and go to, I'm looking, guys, I'm looking. Our values. Let's go to our values, see what we can find here. So they talk about the quality, integrity, performance, leadership, innovation. And remember, the links to websites are down in the description for your convenience. It's late, guys. My eyes are dry. I'm going to do my best. We're going to move fast tonight. Okay, career resources. No, I think careers, what I wanted to see was at the top. Yep, right here. So let's go to careers. The company built on breakthroughs. Thank you for tuning in. We do world-changing work. Remember, the links are down in the description for your convenience. If it's something that interests you, you want to look at. So here's some awards and recognition. And you know, when I'm looking at the careers, we're looking for the benefits, guys. Where are the benefits? Because I don't see the benefits. Sometimes we have to click. So let's see. Life at Corning, employee research, resource groups, search careers. There it is. Compensation and benefits. Got to click around, guys. Don't be afraid. Click, click, click. Compensation, benefits. They are very short, ain't they? Benefits. We value our employees and are committed to providing tools and programs that can help you get healthy and stay healthy, achieve financial security, and find the right. That's vague, guys, compared to the stuff we see on the other websites. Like, they didn't go into much detail at all. They might as well have said, well, yeah, we got benefits. Might as well have just said that we got benefits. Okay, we see. Thank you. You got benefits. All right, now let's go to investor relations. We can go ahead and wrap this up so we can get ready to go to the charts. So this opened up in a different window. I'm about to bring this over so you can see it. And I know you guys want to go to the charts. We're going to the charts. We're not spending that much more time on the website. Just want to show you where this is. Okay. So I'm zooming in because I know they zoomed us out. There we go. We're going to browse over this page. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange, ticker GLW. There's the price. I see the stock information stuff at the top. We're going to click on that in a second. Just scrolling over the page. Okay, so right here, stock info. So we can see the stock quote, stock chart, and other investment tools. Let's go to stock quote. So here's where they have this on their website. Here's the chart, and here are the other tools, okay? So we got it. Now, let's go ahead and go over here to Thinkorswim and pull them up on the charts and look at the technicals. Ooh, okay. So we're looking at a 1 year daily chart. And it looks like this company has just been trending up, guys. It's just been trending. Let me take me off the screen so you can see the 52-week low. So the 52-week low is $46.84. The 52-week high, $211.79. So that was on, let me pull up the floating data box. We can get the specific date. And let's zoom in. So that was on May 13th. We can see the date right there at the top of the box. And then this was today. So here's Friday, and that May 13th was Wednesday. Okay. And it looked like it was having trouble getting above that 52-week high. Thursday, it just quite couldn't get there, huh? Thursday, it just couldn't get there. Yeah, very bullish on this. I see you. I'm pulling you up on the screen. Yep, it's uptrending. It's pulling back. It's pulling back, though. Got to be careful. It's pulling back. So it's pulling back. It looked like it found some support right there on the 9. So since we're looking at the 1 year daily chart, that's the 9-day simple moving average. So it looked like it caught support there. If I would say, if I was going to draw a support and resistance, it would be like this. It would be a zone. I wouldn't do it as a line. My support resistance would be a zone here, and I'm going to show you why. So what I'm looking at for this, let me do my edit properties and take this all the way over to December 1st. So December 1st, okay. Let me pull this back up. The loser. All right. So what I'm looking at is how many candles can I get to touch this zone? That's why I'm seeing this as a support zone. I'm trying to see how many candles responded to it, okay? So I'm seeing this candle responded to it, this candle, this candle, this candle, and this candle. All of those candles responded to this area. So instead of just putting a line, I put a zone there. So that's going to be my support and resistance zone. And I use the open of this candle, the top of the real body, and I use the low of this candle, the wick. And that's what gave me my zone. And since it wasn't a specific line, that's why we got the zone there. So there's my support and resistance zone. And it's also hitting on that 9-day simple moving average. So there's two things that's supporting it right now based off what I'm seeing. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. Go here. So we got that. And now if I was to put another support here, I would use this one. And again, how many candles am I seeing respond to that price level? Where am I getting this from? This candle right here responded to it, and both of these. Let's use this. Both of these candles responded to that price level, and then this candle responded to it. These quite didn't come to it, but that's why I'm seeing $176.75 as potential support and resistance, as well as this wick right here. That didn't quite come to it, but that's where I'm getting that from. I ain't just drawing this out of thin air. Okay. So I'm seeing that as support. I'm seeing the support and resistance zone here. Since the price is above it, both of these are going to be supports. My resistance is going to be that 52-week high of $211.79. That's what I'm seeing. So now I'm going to go here and zoom out. And let's go to the weekly chart just to see what's going on there. Oh, man. Going to the moon. Bam. It just took off. So something happened in 2024. Actually, 2025. So it looked like it bounced. It came down and tested. I got a lot of arrows going on, guys. Wait a minute. It looked like it came down and tested the 200-week simple moving average right here. This area right here came down and tested the 200-week simple moving average. And then it just been taken off ever since. And this is April 7th, the week of April 7th in 2025. And this is a 10-year weekly chart. Can you see the 10-year low? So the 10-year low was $17.44. And is this week? Yeah, this week it hit a 10-year high. So I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to use this tool so we can see what percentage gain that is. Guys, that's over 1,000% return opportunity over a time frame of 2,240 days. So we did the math on this the other day to look at how we do the calculation for this. So it's going to be 7 days as far as like a full week, even though the market is only open 5 days a week on a regular trading week, but they actually count every day on the calendar. So we're going to put in 2,240 and we're going to divide this by 30 because I just want to see what the months are. We're going to break it down to months first. So about 74 months. So now we're going to divide that by 12. So about 6 years, over 1,000% return in a matter of 6 years. And let me go right here. Now that April. So now if we just did April to that, we can shorten this time frame. Now that was a 467% opportunity in a matter of 399 days from that low to that high. So what was this low here? Let me zoom in and see what that was. So the low on that candle was $37.31. So from there to the high, that was where we got the 400. Let me take this floating data box back off. It's blocking it. That's where we got the 467% return from. Okay, opportunity. Now, if we zoom in on a weekly chart, we can see that even though we use that 1 year daily chart, that those day candles show up right here in the weeks, respecting that price level of $176.75. So now I can go use this as well, these two candles. So let me use this tool right here. These two candles right here. It's not a perfect double top, but it was like a double top before it pulled back. Pulled back. It caught support on the 9-week simple moving average, and then it continued to trend up. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for the technicals. Now, consolidation. Let me use this tool. Bam. Erase that. This. So I'm seeing this as consolidation. Now, we talked about this a few times. So after consolidation, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. And we can see that it went up. So that was accumulation based off of how it behaved after it broke out. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing on the technicals. And I think we're good with this one. And I can see they pay a dividend. So they paid a dividend of 28 cents and they've been paying it for a while. It looked like, yeah, they've been paying it for a while. So let's go over to the 1 year daily chart. And let's go ahead and do our stock quote for GLW. And let me switch over to my other mouse because this thing driving me crazy. Here is the floating data box. Let's talk about it. So GLW opened today at $198.11. They had a high of $200.79. They had a low of $191.81, and they closed today at $191.81. So as you notice, the low and the close were the exact same price. So they call that a shaven bottom. It's perfectly flat on the bottom of that candle, okay? Now, when we look at the volume, they traded 17 million shares of this stock today. Is that impressive? We don't know. Let's look at the average volume for GLW to see if it's a big deal or not. So we take the floating data box off, take me off the screen, and we can see that the average trading volume for GLW is 8.4 million shares in a daily trading session. So today was definitely above average. It was about 2 times what they normally get. And then the volume is increasing because on Thursday, it was 10.9 million shares traded that day. That was above average as well. And it just increased towards Friday because today was Friday and the price came down. So as the price was coming down, volume increased. Okay. That's what we're seeing. And I could also see this up here as possible consolidation. Even though it's not perfect, I would say this. So like we look at that, that's a tight trading range. And if it breaks out of this range, it could be accumulation or distribution. And right now it's finding support on this zone and the 9-day simple moving average, okay? So now let's move on. We did good. We did good. Let's go ahead and move on and go to the Market Watch tab. And we're going to go to quotes. And now we can talk about the biggest winner. Put me back on the screen. I'm just yelling by myself. So hit the percentage change. Now, the biggest winner for today is a company we've never covered before. And that is ticker DXCM Dexcom Incorporated. So they went up by 6.59% today. They had a previous close of $57.82, and they closed today at $61.63. All right. Now, let me pull up a calculator and we're going to do a hypothetical again. So if somebody had invested $300, let's say, and they got that 6.59% return, would be times 6.59%. There we go. They would have gained $19.77. If we add the investment capital back to it, the principal, the $300, the total investment would have grown to $319.77. Okay, so that was that. Now let's go over to analyze. And we can see that DXCM is in the healthcare sector. So let's go over to the Market Watch tab. We're going to go to visualize and we're going to go to healthcare. Bam. And we're looking for DXCM, and it's going to be bright green, and I see it. It's right here, guys. It's right here. So it's in the healthcare equipment and supplies industry. So let's drop this down. We're in healthcare equipment and supplies industry. There we go, DXCM. And it looks like they have 2 different sub industries. So healthcare equipment. Yep, it's in healthcare equipment. And it looks like more of these companies in this sector, in this industry, sub-industry, did poorly than they did good. I'm seeing 4 that are green: SKY, EW, DXCM, and ZBH. Everybody else is red. So let's go back over here to the Analyze tab. And let's talk about the company profile. So let's take me off the screen. So Dexcom Incorporated, here's their website. Link to their website is also down in the description for your convenience. Dexcom Incorporated, a medical device company, focuses on the design, development, and commercialization of continuous glucose monitoring monitoring CGM systems for the management of diabetes and metabolic health in the United States and internationally. Okay, now we're going to put their website on the screen and let's blow this up. Bam. Look at this. Cookie, huh? Reject cookies. And we are, why it looks so fuzzy? Look fuzzy to me. Put me back on the screen so you can see how confused I look at this fuzziness. Don't look sharp. Okay, so we are on their home page, browsing over the top so we can look at the products, scroll down over their main website. Relentless innovation from the leaders in glucose health. Leader. They are listed in the S&P 500, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. So it looks like they have a patch, Dexcom patch, probably help people monitor the glucose levels, biosensor. The power to personalize your diet and exercise choices starts with Stilo. It sends personal glucose insights right to your phone. Yep, giving you all the information you need to make healthier habits become second nature. Empowering people to take control of their health. Since 1999, Dexcom has been developing innovative technology that has transformed how people manage diabetes and track their glucose. Get started with Dexcom. Okay, so we're down here at the bottom of the website. We're going to visit About Us. We're going to visit Careers. You can't see it, so let me take me off the screen. We're going to visit Careers. And we're going to visit Investor Relations. And these arrows just tell us it's going to open up a different website. So let's go to About Us. Who we are. Dexcom empowers people to take control of their health through innovative glucose biosensing technology. For more than 25 years, our technology has transformed how people manage diabetes and track their glucose. So we know what the company does pretty much. So we're looking for the purpose. Dexcom leaders are defining the next era in biosensing while shaping a culture that brings out the best in our people. Learn more about our products. So here's the app on the phone as an example. Bless you. And here are some different people talking about the company. Okay, so we got that. Now let's go to Careers and see what we can find as far as the benefits, okay? Close this out. Zoom in. Bam, bam. All right, we're good. We're good. Welcome to Dexcom, game-changing technology, life-changing work. We're going to go to the charts in 1 second, guys. We're about to go to Investor Relations and wrap this up. Mission, empowering people to take control of health, culture, and values. Think big, listen, be dependable, serve with integrity, opportunities. Okay, okay. You know what I'm looking for? Where are the benefits? They got her in more than one picture. She might be related to somebody in the company. Here go the benefits. Benefits at Dexcom. Our success is driven by great talent. So we're going to click here and see if they go into details about the benefits. They give a little bit more details than the other company did. So it just dropped down. So here are the different benefits that they offer right here, like a overview of it, okay? I love when the companies show maps, okay? I don't know, maybe I got a thing for maps. But anyway, let's go to Investor Relations. Remember, these websites are down in the description for your convenience. If I'm moving too fast or for something you wanted to look at a little bit longer than I spent my time on or our time on. So let's go to Investors, pull them up on the screen. Here we go. Zoom in. There we go. Put me back on the screen. All right. So we can see the stock information here. I'm gonna browse over this page and then I see stock info at the top. So we're gonna go there in a second. Okay. All right, we're down at the bottom. Stock info. So they have the stock quote, stock chart, and other investment tools. So let's go to stock quote. Here we go. So that's everything, guys, that we're gonna look at least. So let's go ahead and go back to Thinkorswim and let's get these technicals done so we can wrap the show up. Okay, now they were the winner for today, but it looks like they are actually on a downtrend. I would say like a short-term downtrend. So we're looking at the 1 year daily chart. They have a 52-week high of $89.98. They have a 52-week low of $54.11. And it looks like it was It was fighting with this for a minute, which is the 200-day simple moving average. And then here again, it tested the 200 simple day moving average. And it wasn't able to hold above it. At least over here, it got above it, but it wasn't able to hold. Then it got above it again. It wasn't able to hold. And then it sold off. And then it consolidated again. It act like it was going to go up. Now, here's a consolidation that fell. And then it ended up gapping down. And then it consolidated here. Broke below it. Got that 52-week low. Then it broke out of consolidation. Then it looked like it consolidated again. Went up. Tested the 200-day simple moving average. It'll pull back before it tested it again. And now it's been downtrending, guys. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm walking through the technicals to let you know what I'm seeing. So that's what I'm seeing in my mind. But now that I drew it on the chart, you can see what I'm actually seeing when I glance over it. That's how it looks to me in my mind, okay? So here is where we are today. I'm going to go to the 10-year weekly chart, and we're going to start drawing the technicals from over there. Okay. So we can see that there was a 10-year high of $164.86 and a 10-year low of $10.66. And I'm going to say that I see this here as support and resistance. This candle right here, those candles. I'm going to say this support and resistance. I'm going to say this support and resistance. Yep. And since the price action is right here, this is going to be a tight one, guys. I'm going to say this is support and down here. Now, this is going to be like a zone. I'm going to have to draw this one as a zone, and I'm going to show you why. So if I zoom in, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. Oh, when I zoomed in, I kind of got lost. No, I'm not. Okay, I got it. So this is what I'm seeing. This area right here, this red candle's high, and this green candle's low. That's what I'm going to use to draw a zone, okay? So I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to use this tool right here, the rectangle tool. Snap to that low, bring it over, and snap to that high. That's my support resistance zone. Now I'm going to extend it over to 2026, December 1st. There we go. There's my support and resistance zone. So when I zoom out, then we're going to go to the 1-year daily chart. Those are my technicals, guys. I already got them drawn now. So we can see that ticker DXCM Dexcom is trading above the 9-day simple moving average right here. So here was the close for today. It's trading below the 200-day simple moving average. I'm seeing $67.11 as resistance, and I'm seeing $54.11 as support in my technicals. Now, if we're looking at the daily chart, we can kind of see that this area here, so this would kind of be like a zone as well, okay? Because I'm seeing it seemed like it responded to this, and I'm gonna extend this so you can see what I'm saying. Go here, I'm gonna go to December 1st, and I want to take this back a little. Did that go back? Yeah, let's go there. Okay. So we can see that these candles in here were fighting with that support resistance zone. And then these candles tested it as well. So this, I'm seeing that support and resistance, and this I'm seeing that support. So since the price action is right here, above it is going to be support for right now. until further notice, unless the price action break below it. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so let's zoom in and let's get the stock quote for Dexcom, and we can get ready to wrap the show up and get the volume and all that other good stuff. So Dexcom opened today at $59.91. They had a high of $63.19. They had a low of $59.46, and they closed today at $61.63, which was a trading range of $3.73. When we look at the volume, they traded 11 million shares of this stock today, and we're going to look and see what they do on average. So what I'm seeing that they do on average, let me take this floating data box off, take me off the screen as well. Their average daily trading volume for this stock is 4.9 million shares in a daily trading session. So today was twice what they normally get. And then Thursday was just below average. So we do see increasing volume as the stock price is moving upward. And for 2 days, so this was Thursday, here's Wednesday, both of those days closed below the 9-day simple moving average. This candle managed to close inside of this area that I told you I'm seeing as support, but today it opened here. So it actually gapped up today with this open and end up closing here after the trading for today on higher volume. So it seems somebody was interested in buying it while it was down here at this $58 level based off the increased volume and the price moving in the up direction off of what I'm seeing. Okay. So put me back on the screen. Let's get we didn't talk about, yes, we did. We did the volume, but we didn't do the volume rank percentile. So let's talk about the volume rank percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, only 6 days had higher volume than today. And the 97.6% means that today's volume was higher than 97.6% of the 252 trading days. We good. Guys, I'm so glad it's Friday. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to tell you. So we wrapped it up. We got through it. And I did not get a chance to do the ending on the prompter the way I want to do it. So I'm going to just say it off the top of my head. Guys, I need 100 followers over on my official Facebook page. So there's the information for it. I need 100 followers on that Facebook page in order for me to start live streaming on my official business Facebook page. So if you could help me out, it would be much appreciated. Just go follow that page for me. It'll mean the world to me. That, and then what else? All of the live streams for next week are already posted on the YouTube main page, so you can get notified or see what companies we're going to cover next week. They're already posted. I made sure I did that earlier. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you, and we can go ahead and wrap this up, guys. You already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I've done 2 interviews with up-and-coming content creator Tiara Owens, sharing how I got started investing in the stock market, my profits and losses, and a link to that playlist of interviews are down in the description. And make sure you tune in weekdays following a market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Tyler, appreciate you for tuning in tonight and for your questions and your comments, man. Take care, everybody, and God bless.